Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and our esteemed participants. If you can hear us and see the much coveted CA Bimal sir, please give a round of applause for him or give a heads up so that we can see that reaction and it gives us a certain pump. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, as we all know, CA Bimal sir is a renowned chartered accountant with a law degree. He's not ending it just with chartered accountancy because he's so much passionate about it. And when it comes to GST, you might think that I'm saying too much, but it's the truth. I have seen it from my own. He does not Google or use a presentation. Everything is here. That much deeply rooted he is when it comes to any topic on accountancy and specifically so for GST. Having said that, he is having 25 years of experience. So, no doubt about it, when you are attending this webinar, he is the go to person to ask any questions under the sun when it comes to finance as well as laws relating to GST. And I don't think that everyone would be knowing it, but we all should. A man from India defeating Japan, and not only that, he has a world record for that, and it gives us a immense proud that we say so much of make in India, make the world proud. We have a hero here who is born in India and made India proud by defeating Japan, who is actually known as a country who can do no wrong. But Bimal sir said, no, not under my purview. And this is what he has achieved in his lifetime. Not only this, he is having 18 plus years of experience in working in so many prominent companies like LG and few other companies as well. See, there is a note with me, and sometimes I'm so sorry, sir. Sometimes as a human, I forget. So there are so many accolades when it comes to you, and so many awards that he has won with ICAI, with Amity University for Best Speaker. As we know, he's a great orator. And I personally had a pleasure of having an intimate dinner with him with one of my senior colleagues. And he is a great host, not only a great, passionate CA speaker and a chartered accountant practitioner, but a great host. It felt like I am meeting someone who is elder to me and taking care of me. So I'm telling you, he's a very warm person that we can see when he does his webinar as well. Without further ado, I won't take much of your time. I'm Harsh Agarwal. I won't take much of your time. I'll give the dice to Bimal sir. But before I leave Bimal sir with you people, I just always ask one personal question. So Bimalji, today's question is, you motivate so many youngsters, so many people, whether in CA fraternity or not. So tell us one or two incident of any person or any situation that motivated you so much that you are here where you are.
At the outset, let me first thank us for your lovely introduction today, and thanking each of the participants who have joined today for the important webinar for GST input tax credit in the month of October 23, pertaining to financial year 22-23. So to reply you, Hers, there are so many instances which I have seen and visualized. See, I'm just recalling my early days when I was doing my chartered accountancy. During those days, I passed my chartered accountancy way back in May '94. During those days, we were not getting, good input, suggestion, feedback. This was the struggling mode I have seen personally, that we were not getting good, I'm not saying that we were not getting that requisite resources through whom we can discuss all these things. So I felt this is not a good part for any new candidate joining this particular course, and this course was renowned course that day when we passed out, and even it is renowned course today. Bimal Jain is one name, but CA Bimal Jain is a unique, special. So we all are proud of. So those who are chartered accountant, they must be cherishing and appreciating that, yes, they can proudly say CA Bimal Jain like that. So I felt, no, if I'm not getting something today which I'm looking for, I will make sure during my days when I will get an opportunity, I will try my best to contribute to the society. to the professional fraternity. And believe me, touchwood, God is so kind. It is God who has given so much of power, blessings. It's all God driven. So what I've seen that whatever best possible from my side, my audience, my participants can really put a word in the question answers tab, because that is working for our interaction today. That I'm trying my best. Whatever best possible from my side, I'm trying my best. And what I could not get during my tenure, at least I'm trying to pass on that message, that support, that kind of feedback, that kind of suggestion, motivation, positivity, whatever is there inside me, I'm trying to pass on. See, ultimately, I know one thing: dene se badhta hai. If you give, it will grow. So you should have that mind and tendency that God is so kind. And there's a good say in one of the aarti, "Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera," means I'm just giving it back. Jo mera nahi hai. This is all given by Almighty God. So we must be all the time willing to give whatever best possible, whatever best we can do. My audience, my participants can say that if they are liking this comment, of course, this is the way we can motivate ourselves. And that is what the best way forward.
No, sir. I mean, this is what we hear, and your energy is for us all to see. And thanks, this is the vision of the great man, the legend. He could have easily done things for himself, right? But no, he has that vision. And now, so because of you, you're like a banyan tree. We are now enjoying the shade of your knowledge. So, sir, please, the audience is all yours. And I'll take the leave for a while, and I'll be back soon. Thank you so much.
But has to add further.
Yes, sir.
See, after all, we all are helping each other. And I always pick up a tagline, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Why I pick up this tagline? Because we all are ultimately helping each other. And we should have that kind of mindset, positive mindset, that we have to walk the talk and we will walk together. Walking together as a family is a big fortune, and definitely God is so kind to look after us. We have seen Corona period. Corona was the worst period we all have seen. So we have to believe in God, and we have to think twice, thrice, 4 times, and always think we are only in the world. This is the only body. Soul is the ultimate. So we have to really look after our soul and try to do as best as possible, as good as possible. Be on the side of Ram rather than on the side of Ravana.
Absolutely. So your pearls of wisdom is for us to follow, and I'm sure they will be followed. So thank you so much, sir. The dice is all yours, sir.
Thank you. So I will request my audience that they can interact with me in question answers tab. Chat tab is not working. So if you can just write down something in question answers tab that you can hear me, you can see me, everything is perfect, I will start my presentation right away. If you can just write single 1 or 2 line, yes, I'm audible and visible, in question answers tab. In question answers tab. So thanking each one of you. Lot of yes has come. Thank you very much. So there are Udit Agarwal, Amit Kumar Jain, Chetan Chandak, Bharat is there. So many. Okay. Maria Mithu is there. Hardik is there. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me start with. And I'm sure you'd be picking up the discussion which I'm going to do today. See, we are in the month of October, 27th October 2023. Why this month is very important for all of us from GST perspective. Of course, it's a festival season, but from GST perspective, this month is very, very crucial and important. For closure of your financial statement with respect to GST, financial year 22-23. So this is the very important month, and you should take a note of it. I'm saying that you need not require to, take full summary, just maybe pointers. If you can just note down somewhere for drawing your reference, it will help you that what all needful steps you need to take for closure of financial year 22-23 from GST perspective. So I'm sure all of you are ready with the paper and pen. So let's get started. The first point. I'm giving you a brief background. Why this input tax credit, and this is what the important aspect we are going to discuss today. We all know the provision, but still quick recap. What are the conditions to avail GST input tax credit as a buyer or recipient? Let's assume for my all discussion, you all are my buyer and recipient, honest, genuine buyer or recipient. For availing credit, you should have tax invoice copy. The first condition. Second condition, you must have received goods or services. Third condition, your supplier, and for all discussion today, I'm your supplier today, Bimal Jain, must have paid taxes to the government exchequer. So we are finding a lot of dispute that being buyer, recipient, you have paid the amount to the supplier, but supplier in turn has not deposited the tax. What happened to your credit? Condition to avail credit is saying your supplier must have paid this taxes either through e-cash ledger or through e-credit ledger. Fourth condition, being recipient, you must be regularly filing your GST return under section 39, which is GSTR 3B. So these were the four conditions we started from July 1, 2017. We all know about it. Fifth condition, introduced and notified from 1st January 2022. Fifth condition. And what was that? That whatever credit you are availing in 3B must be matched with GSTR 2B. GSTR 2B. Hope you must be recalling that condition from 1st January 2022. Sixth condition got notified from 1st October 2022. And in that condition, it is being stated that whatever credit you are availing in 3B, cross-checking your GSTR 2B, you must ensure it is not restricted. And law is being amended. Section 38, subsection 2 got amended. And rather you can say substituted. And they have put 6 restrictions also. For that, we all are awaiting rules to get notified. But nevertheless, 6 restrictions are being placed under section 38, subsection 2. So meaning thereby, we have to look at 5 conditions. 6th condition is a restriction referred under section 38. That is how the backdrop. In that backdrop, we have to discuss how to avail GST input tax credit. Let's start. Very first question to all of you. Though we all know answer of it, but still I'm repeating this question so that we can be on same page. See, we are finding many scrutiny notices and so-called notices for the past period, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. Credit availed in 3B, let's say 10 lakh rupees. It's not matching with the GSTR 2A. And let's say only 5 lakh rupees credit coming in GSTR 2A. So there is mismatch of 5 lakh rupees. And what is the reason for mismatch? Reason number 1 could be B2B supply registered supplier to registered recipient wrongly furnished by your supplier GSTR 1 as a B2C. Quite obvious. It is not going to be auto-populated in GSTR 2A for you. Your supplier has wrongly furnished the GSTIN number. Instead of putting your number, he has furnished someone else's GSTIN number. It is not going to be auto-populated in your GSTR 2A. Delhi to Tamil Nadu, interstate supply, IGST charge on the invoice, IGST invoice was there, but wrongly furnished by the supplier in a GSTR 1 as a intrastate, and place of supply is shown as a Delhi instead of Tamil Nadu. So credit would be coming in 2A but not eligible. There may be a situation that your supplier has filed 3B, but he did not file GSTR 1. So there are many regions we have seen in the past. Credit was not auto-populated in GSTR 2A. Second, even though we have identified the region, why credit is not getting auto-populated in GSTR 2A, what happened? Time period as specified in GST law for doing any rectification by the supplier in a GSTR 1, there's a time period defined. You must be knowing September of next financial year or furnishing of annual return, whichever is earlier. September period is now extended to 30th November under section 37. So if by defined time period, if supplier is not doing any rectification of any omission or error within time period, then quite obvious, the transaction is not going to be correctly auto-populated for you. So there are challenges at the recipient end for availing credit. Let me resolve one by one, and we are going to discuss the relevance of this October month also. So let's go one by one, and you have to answer in a question answers tab, yes or no, right? Whether GSTR 2A is really dependent. We are dependent on 2A to avail credit in 3B if I have satisfied 4 conditions: having invoice, received goods and services, supplier has paid taxes, recipient regularly filing return under section 39. If all the conditions are satisfied, do we still need to look at 2A, GSTR 2A? Say yes and no in a question answers tab. Can you write down yes and no in a question answers tab? Do we require? So my answer to all of you, first of all, there is no provision under section 16 subsection 2 that credit need to be matched with GSTR 2A. There's no specific provision under section 16 subsection 2. 2A got introduced by way of rule, but rule cannot override the provision. So 2A cannot be determining factor. First, this Supreme Court judgment, Bharti Airtel, an Honorable Supreme Court has said 2A is only facilitation, not a condition to avail credit. Supreme Court judgment. Recently, same dispute has gone before Kerala High Court in the case of Dia Agencies and Hina Medicals. In both the cases, Honorable Kerala High Court has held that you can't deny credit for the buyer just because it is not matching with GSTR 2A. You can cross-check all the relevant document which is being produced by the recipient to satisfy yourself. But two-way cannot be the basis. So I've given you the answer. Two-way is not determining factor. Now, having said that, my question to all of you, next question. Whether 2B is determining factor or availing credit, and 2B got introduced from 1st January 2022. Say yes or no in a question answers tab. I really want to see your answers in question answers tab. Whether 2B is really important. And answer is yes, it is important. Definitely important. And when I'm talking about financial year 22-23, then it is starting from April 22, right? And ending on March 31st, 23. So condition to check with 2B got introduced from 1st January 2022, then you have to. And there's no chance. You need to cross-check your credit with 2B. But now certain discussion with all of you, and which you must keep to your mind. Yes, I do agree that 2B is now going to be determining factor, but still certain point which we must take a note of it. And this is important. I'm creating two situations which I have discussed in the past also, but still I'm discussing with all of you. And you should try to give the answer in question answers tab. Let's say I've supplied certain goods on 30th September. Supplier from Delhi supplying goods on 30th September. Invoice is raised. He has filed his GSTR 1 and 3B for the month of September also. And it is getting auto-populated for you in your 2B, buyer's 2B, for the month of September. But you are receiving goods on 5th of October. My simple question to all of you. It is coming in 2B for September, but goods received on 5th of October. Can you avail credit in the month of September when goods are being received on 5th of October? Say yes or no in question and answers tab. Say yes and no. Possible or not possible? It is not possible. You can't. So you need to cross-check to be no denial. But you can't take credit keeping your eyes closed. You need to see all other conditions are satisfied. I'm giving another example to you. Even though credit is not auto-populated in 2B, still credit is available. Not auto-populated. It can be on import of goods. You are paying basic custom duty and IGST. And this IGST credit is being transmitted through IceGate to GSTN portal. But we have seen sometimes technical glitches. It is not properly get transmitted. Hence, you are not finding this IGST credit getting auto-populated in 2B, but credit is available. It is technical glitches. Certain RCM liability, reverse charge liability, which you as a recipient discharging the same. Not getting auto-populated, but credit is available. So what I've said now, 2B is determining, but you need to cross-check these provision also for availing credit. Hope I'm clear. Until now, I'm clear. Say yes in a question answers tab that this part is clear, sir. Now I will proceed thereafter. Please say yes. You must say only yes so that I will get a clarity that this part is clear to all of you. All right. Now, why October month is important? October month is important. Let me create one example for you. Time limit to avail credit under section 16 subsection 4 of CGST Act. Earlier, it was earliest of due date. Earlier means prior to 1st October 2022, it was earliest of due date. What was that? Due date of furnishing return under section 39, which is GSTR 3B, for the month of September following the end of relevant financial year. So it was 20th October. Or date of furnishing annual return, and due date by default is 31st December. So earliest of due date, 20th October. But this due date of furnishing return under section 39 for the month of September following the end of relevant financial year got ended. It is now 30th November. Am I right? So having said that, now try to visualize the situation. It is saying that you must avail credit, buyer or recipient must avail credit in GSTR 3B by 30th November. Am I right? 30th November. Now, keeping this provision in mind, we need to solve certain queries. And why this October month? Let's say your supplier is either monthly filer or QRMP, but furnishing invoice through invoice furnishing facility. So if your supplier is monthly filer for the October month, October 23, is going to file a GSTR 1 by 11th of November 2023. And if you're purchasing from some QRMP supplier who is furnishing invoice through invoice furnishing facility, then he would be furnishing by 13th of November, relevant for the month of October 23. And which is going to be auto-populated on 14th of November 23. Am I right? 14th November 23. But let's assume monthly filer supposed to file GSTR 1 for the month of October by 11th November, but he's not filing by 11th of November. He's filing on 12th of November. 12th of November. Give me the answer in question answers tab. Whether this credit is going to be auto-populated in GSTR 2B on 14th November. Say yes or no in a question answer tab. Say yes or no. I just want to see whether your answer is yes or no. It is no. Clear cut no. It is not going to be. It is not. So if it is not auto-populated in GSTR 2B, even though time limit to avail credit is 30th November, can you avail credit? Say yes or no now. That is the next question I want to see. Can you avail credit? Because it is not coming in your 2B, because he did not file by 11th of November. He's filing on 12th of November. Can you avail credit? Please say yes or no in a question answers tab. Question answers tab. So I know that a lot of you would be having different answer. I was aware of. I was aware of. But now please try to understand and listen very carefully. After giving my explanation, again, I will look for your answer. See, for availing credit, 2B is a must now. For sure, 2B is a must. If it is not getting auto-populated in your 2B, which is by 14th of November 23, if someone filing GSTR 1 supplier on 12th of November, it is getting auto-populated in 2B on 14 December 2023. I can tell you tomorrow department is going to dispute this, and they will say, since it is not auto-populated in your 2B, the relevant month October, which is auto-populated on 14th of November, we will not allow the credit. And 2B is one of the conditions for availing credit. I hope you all understood it. Please first say yes in a question answers tab. Then I will tell you what we need to do. I hope I'm clear to all of you. Clear to all of you? All right. All right. Now here. Second aspect. Then I will tell you what you'd be doing. Second aspect. Let's say your supplier, Bimal Jain, for financial year 22-23, he has made the mistake. What mistake he did? B2B supply, he has shown as a B2C, your supplier. He has wrongly furnished the GST number. He has wrongly furnished the place of supply. Just take an example. For financial year 22-23. If a supplier has made mistake in filing GSTR1, then quite obvious, B2B shown as a B2C, wrong GST number, wrong place of supply. Quite obvious, it is not going to be auto-populated in GSTR2B. Do you all agree? Say yes in a question answers tab. Say yes in a question answers tab so that we all are synced. It is not going to be. So what happened in this case? What happened in this case? Simple. Your supplier need to undertake rectification of any omission or error. Am I right? He has to undertake any rectification for any omission or error in a GSTR1 relevant for the month of October. So any mistake your supplier has done in the past, and you find that because of his mistake, it is not getting auto-populated in your 2B, you must intimate to your supplier, telling him, Mr. Bimal Jain, supplier, you have made the mistake. It is not coming in my 2B because of your mistake. I'm having invoice. I've received the goods. I paid the taxes to you, and which you have also paid to the government exchequer. But since you have made mistake filing your GSTR1, it is not getting auto-populated in 2B. So this October is the last month. You must correct. You must undertake rectification of any omission or error so that my correct entry get auto-populated on 14th of November. Please tell me, am I clear to all of you? First, you say yes or no in the question answers tab. That this part is very, very clear. This part is very, very clear. Perfect. Perfect. So what you would be doing? The first task. Task number 1. I'm giving you the assignment now to all of you. First, you should cross-check your book credit in your purchase register. What is the credit coming in your purchase register? Then check what you have availed in your 3B. Then cross-check with your 2B. Reconciliation. Book, 3B, and then what is auto-populated in 2B. If there is difference that it is not getting auto-populated in 2B, then you filter it and identify which transaction are not getting auto-populated. If these transaction which is not auto-populated, you catch hold of supplier's neck and telling him, boss, these transaction you must correct. Filing 1 for the month of October. Alongside, you must intimate to all your supplier. Task number 2. You must intimate to all your supplier that they should file their correct GSTR1. GSTR1 by 11th of November. 11th of November. They should not delay. And then you should also write back to them telling them because of you, there is any mistake continued or non-filing of GSTR1 by due date, which is being intimated to you. If my ITC is being denied or disputed, you are required to compensate along with interest, penalty, and all legal cost. You should send this letter to all your supplier so that your book credit 3B and 2B gets matched. When this October month GSTR1 filed by the supplier by due date with all rectification of any omission or error. Hope this part is clear to all of you. Say yes in a chat box. Sorry, question answers tab. Am I clear? Am I clear? Say yes in a question answers tab that this part is clear to all of you. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this was the part 1. Coming to the second component now. Second component. I was discussing section 16, subsection 4, time limit. I was discussing just while ago, right? And time limit provision is being amended from 1st October 2022. It is 30th November or date of furnishing annual return, whichever is earlier. Am I right? Am I right? So for financial year 22-23, yes, it is 30th November. 30th November. But I've told you the importance of 2B. Now I'm going to discuss filing of 3B by due date. Normally we file by 20th November. If it is relevant to October, by 20th November. Or if it is getting delayed, then with late fees, but you must file your 3B availing credit to satisfy the condition of section 16, subsection 4 in all probable cases by 30th November. Beyond that, department going to dispute your credit on time limit condition under section 16, subsection 4 of CGST Act. So next important task for the 3B of October month, you must file by 20th November, or it may be extended till 30th November with late fees, but not beyond 30th November. Am I clear to all? Please say yes in a question answers tab. Please say yes in a question answers tab. All right. All right. So I'm clear to all of you. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So this is what I have explained. This is the second aspect, but in second aspect, what is the practical problem today? What is the practical problem today? We are finding a lot many disputes pertaining to past financial year, like 17-18, like 18-19, like 19-20, 20-21 time limit. With the one of the case, very much important one on time limit by AP High Court in Thirumalakonda Plywood, and again coming from Patna High Court, Govinda Construction. Govinda Construction. And it is very, very important for all of us to understand. We have only two options before us. The first option, either we litigate the matter or we should abide by the law provision existing adjourn date. I'm telling you one factual position which was there before AP High Court, and listen very carefully so that you will get the importance of time limit. In AP High Court, what happened? Petitioner was supposed to file his GSTR 3B for March 2020. March 2020. Relevant financial year would be 2019-20. If I look at the provision of section 16, subsection 4, then the due date for furnishing September 2020 3B is 20th October 2020, pertaining to 1920. Am I right? Or date of furnishing annual return. But what this petitioner did, he filed its 3B on 27th of November 2020 with late fees. And that time there was Corona. March 2020, you must be recalling there was Corona. Government has issued lot many notification, and they have allowed with the late fees you can file your 3B also. So this petitioner filing March 2023B, which was supposed to be by 20th October 2020, but he filed on 27th November 2020. His credit was denied on time limit condition. Time limit under section 16, subsection 4. His credit was denied. That you have availed credit after due date. This petitioner has filed a writ petition for AP High Court, and he has put his argument, 3 important arguments. First argument, he said, "My lord, I'm filing my 3B of March 2020 with the late fees. So when late fees department is accepting, then I should be allowed to my credit the date I'm filing my 3B, which is 27th November 2020. That was the argument put forth by the petitioner. Second argument taken by the petitioner, "My lord, section 16, subsection 2 start with the non-obstante clause, notwithstanding anything contained in this section." So overriding section 16, subsection 4. He has put this context, "My lord, section 16, subsection 2, starting with non-obstante clause is overriding section 16, subsection 4. Hence, no time limit." That is what the argument. And third argument, they said this time limit condition is violative of Article 14, 19(1)(g) and Article 300 capital A. Now, you'd be interested to know the answer, right? You'd be thinking, what is the held position by Honorable AP High Court in Thirumalakonda Plywood? Listen very carefully. Now, Patna High Court in Govinda Construction also has given the judgment. They have said, you are being allowed to file GSTR 3B with late fees, it is not exonerating time limit. It is not extending the time limit. It is only filing 3B with the late fees, which is independent of time limit condition. Unless time limit specifically extended, you can't avail the benefit. Hence, filing 3B late not help. What is the argument I gave to all of you, that for financial year 22-23, if you want to avail credit, make sure your 3B is filed either on 20th November pertaining to October month, or may be extended with the late fees, but on or before 30th November. That is what I sounded. Please tell me yes, at least this part is clear to all of you. Say yes in a question answers tab that this part is clear. Please say yes. Okay, this part is clear. Thank you very much. And second, for non-obstante clause of section 16 subsection 2. Am I right? Whether it is overriding section 16 subsection 4. What AP High Court has said, listen very carefully. AP High Court has said, Mr. Jain, you need to read both the section, subsection in a different context. Different context. They are saying section 16 subsection 2 is in different context. What is that context is being referred? They are saying that condition to avail credit is starting under section 16 subsection 2. But you have to look at section 16 subsection 1, wherein a registered person is being allowed to avail credit subject to such restriction, condition in a manner prescribed. So section 16 subsection 2 in the context of section 16 subsection 1 and saying, notwithstanding anything contained in the section, no registered person. So they are saying your registered person can avail credit, but unless you satisfy these conditions, credit is not available. So they are saying it is independent of whatever time limit condition given under section 16 subsection 4. So they're saying these two subsections are in different context. So non-obstante clause reference is not being accepted. Coming to the violative of Article 14, 19, 1G and Article 300 capital A. And this argument, I will request you should listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. First, they have said the GST input tax credit is a concession or benefit. It is not your right. It is concession or benefit given to you. It is not your right. It becomes vested right in terms of Article 300 capital A only when you satisfy the condition on the date you are availing the credit. It becomes vested only when you satisfy the condition on the date you are availing credit. And once it is vested, then you can always argue that department cannot create any kind of obstacle. And that happened in case of transitional credit. You must be recalling. Transitional credit means pre-GST credit taken by the SSC, satisfying the condition, it becomes vested. Subsequently, putting obstruction, period, and condition, that is what Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Philco Trade Center clearly said, you can't do that. So once it becomes vested, then department cannot put any condition. But before become vested, you need to satisfy because it is only concession or benefit. In one word, summarization, Honorable AP High Court has said GST input tax credit is only concession or benefit. It is not your vested right. It becomes vested only when you satisfy the condition. So if you have availed the credit within the time limit, it becomes vested. But if you have not availed the credit within time, it is not your vested right. That is what the conclusion and held position in the AP High Court, Thirumalakonda Plywood, followed by Patna High Court in Govinda Construction. Though this judgment is against us, but we have to take cognizance of legal jurisprudence which is evolving. So we have to be careful about, and that is how I have told you that for the month of October 23, you must avail credit, all credit pertaining to 22-23 by filing your 3B on 20th November. If it is being delayed, then by 30th November maximum. This is the point I wanted to draw. Am I clear to all? So this judgment I've explained to all of you. If you can say yes in a question and answers tab, it will help me that you got it. I know that time limit we all are looking for, but this is what the judgment all about. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Coming to the third important component. pertaining to 22-23. We are finding that many supplier, as a recipient, as a buyer, has paid the amount to your supplier, and supplier did not deposit the tax. It's a supplier who defaulted with. But department is now coming back at recipient and buyer's end to reverse such credit along with interest and penalty. That is what happening today. Let me tell you the context which I want to draw. In pre-GST era, this dispute was there whether credit can be denied for the fault of supplier of non-payment of taxes. Honorable Supreme Court in the case of KK Industries Limited has categorically said you can't deny credit for the recipient. The fault of supplier of non-payment of taxes. Under VAT regime, maximum High Court, including Delhi High Court in the Arise India, has said you can't deny credit for the buyer, recipient, for the fault of supplier of non-payment of taxes. Yes, SLP was filed against Delhi High Court judgment in Arise India, which was dismissed, nothing discussed on merit. But one judgment is against us, Bombay High Court, Mahalakshmi cotton case. But this is pre-GST. Post-GST, we have seen many challenges. Challenge number one, until two-way came into the picture. Now I want your yes and no. So question answers tab, you should be ready. Question answers tab, you should be ready. You as a buyer, as a recipient, how you will come to know that your supplier has paid the taxes or not? It was through GSTR 2A, am I right? But we all know GSTR 2A came into the picture sometime January 2019. So what happened for the past period, 17, 18, 18, 19, when 2A was not available? Whether department can deny credit when no mechanism, no window. You as a recipient can't check and cross-check, can deny the credit. Do you agree with my logical argument? Say yes or no in a question answer tab. Say yes or no. Am I clear to all? Yes, this is the point. This is the point, right? Now second point. Even though 2A has come into the picture, can we say conclusively that my supplier has paid taxes? Please say yes or no in a question answer tab. I have my own argument, but having 2A, can you say conclusively? We can't. Even though 2A is available, we can't say. So there is one subtle jurisprudence, doctrine of impossibility. Lax non cogit ad impossibilia. You cannot compel a person to do something impossible. When 2A was not available, how being recipient, I will check whether supplier has paid the taxes or not. Even though 2A has come, but conclusively we can't say the supplier has paid taxes. Why this credit would be denied? This is the legal argument. And in that legal argument, I would like to draw one judgment from Madras High Court, Madurai bench. D.Y. Bethel Enterprises. Department wanted that buyer, recipient should reverse the credit for non-payment of taxes by the supplier. That was the department looking for. Petition was filed before Madras High Court. Honorable Madras High Court has said, look, GST department, you are giving GST registration to both the parties, supplier and recipient. You are going to recipient for reversal of credit. Why can't you go to supplier to whom you have given GST registration? He is defaulter. Supplier is defaulter. You must take action against the defaulting supplier first. You can't demand reversal from the recipient, even though it's a condition to avail credit. But that is Madras High Court judgment saying that you should go back to the defaulting supplier. Defaulting supplier. Patna High Court recent judgment Asta Enterprises going against. In that Patna High Court judgment, they have said that you can't argue. It is conditioned to avail credit. If your supplier has not paid the taxes, your credit would be denied. You need to ensure, buyer need to ensure that your supplier has paid the taxes. Look at the irony of ease of business. This supplier is defaulter. They must take action against the defaulting supplier. If this credit is being denied, then this would be double whammy on the recipient. First, you, a recipient, paid the amount to me, and subsequently this credit is being denied. Double whammy. Am I clear to all? Am I clear to all? Say yes, at least in a question answers tab, so that I get a clarity. You are all understanding the point which I'm sharing with all of you. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Now. Listen very carefully. There is a specific provision, and to my mind, they can't demand reversal of credit. They can't demand reversal of credit. I'm going to give you something very, very good. They can't demand reversal from you for non-payment of taxes by the supplier. I'm drawing reference of section 41, subsection 2. You may note the section. This may be useful to you. Got notified from 1st October 2022. Read with Rule 37A. And this Rule 37A got notified on 26 December 2022. 26 December 2022. So 41 subsection 2 read with Rule 37A. What is the crux of this provision? Listen very carefully. Crux of this provision. Let's take an example. I'm your supplier. I have raised one invoice for 10 lakh rupees daily to Tamil Nadu on 1st May 2022. 1st May 2022. You as a buyer, recipient has paid the amount to me on 30th May 2022. You have paid the amount. But I have not deposited the tax. Supplier has not deposited the tax. What will happen to you? In the context of 41 subsection 2, read with Rule 37A, and both the provisions are prospective, not the retrospective. Prospective. Listen very carefully what Rule 37A is saying. It's saying, Bimal, in this case, you as a recipient, as a buyer, will get the credit. You need to see that your supplier must pay these taxes by 30th September 23 through GST 3B. This is what Rule 37 is saying. You will get the credit May 2022. Only condition, your supplier must pay taxes through 3B by 30th September 23. If your supplier default for not making payment of tax, then you as a recipient need to reverse by 30th November 23. Am I clear to all? So you need to reverse only in this given situation. This is what the provision coming out. Further, this provision saying along with interest. To my mind, interest is leviable only when you are not reversing by 30th November 23 first. Interest is leviable only when you are not reversing by 30th November 23. And second, even though you're reversing later, let's assume interest can't be levied. I understand this credit is wrongly availed, but if you have not utilized, then no interest as per section 50 subsection 3 of CGST Act with retrospective date July 1, 2017. Hope I'm clear. Please say yes in a question answers tab, that this part is very clear to all of you. Can I see yes in a question answers tab that this part is clear? Perfect. So all of you are now saying yes. So I'm happy about it that you all are getting it. So thank you very much for some of the, angry emojis are also being floated. I know that why angry emojis. They are not liking some provision. But what to do? I can only explain the provision. And that is what my summary all about. So, crux of the point. Can they demand reversal? This is what my silver lining, principle. Can they demand reversal of credit for which supplier has not paid the taxes? My argument. Yes, they are going to say in the court of law, my lord, we are demanding reversal because of 41 subsection 2. Because now specifically provision is being made that reversal can be demanded. I'm going to argue before honorable court and will say, Lordship, this is prospective clause made effective from 1st October 2022. Quite obvious, my lord, prior to that, there was no reversal provision. Had it been reversal provision, then why they have introduced this provision? So prior to 1st October 2022, they can't demand reversal. In all such cases, they must go to the defaulting supplier for the recovery of taxes. That would be my crux and submission before honorable court. And I'm damn sure this matter will go to honorable Supreme Court. And we have to wait and watch. This would be my submission and summary. Hope you all got it. Please say yes in a question answers tab that you got it. Am I clear to all? Am I clear to all? Am I clear to all? Thank you very much. Thank you. Perfect. So that's very good. Now coming back. Next one. Section 16. I am going to do 2 more and then we are through with today's webinar. 2 more. Section 16 subsection 2, second proviso and third proviso. If recipient fails to pay, I raise the invoice for 10 lakh, charge IGST. If recipient fails to pay within 180 days from the date of invoice, then you as a recipient need to reverse credit along with interest. The second proviso and third proviso got amended, and this amended provision is being now notified from 1st October 23, and as per amended provision, it is now not your output tax liability. It is going to be in reversal of your credit and reclaimed credit. So let's listen very carefully. Then I will discuss these 2 components relevant for October month. I'm asking all of you. Do we have anything specific column either in GSTR 1 or 3B whereby department is capturing that recipient fails to pay within 180 days from date of invoice? Say yes or no in a question answers tab. I just want to understand, do we have anything? Please tell me, do we have anything? See, specifically, unless you saw it, so it is you. So what happened for financial year 22-23, and this continued period from April till October, you need to really sit down and do this aging analysis. And wherever you have fails to pay, recipient fails to pay within 180 days, you need to reverse credit. Am I right? Along with interest, this is what the provision says. And re-avail the credit whenever you pay to the supplier. Value and tax both together. Value and tax both together. So I want to take some of test. Are you all ready? I want to take test. Say yes and no in a question answers tab that you all are ready to give me. Then I will start my... Are ready? Shall I start? So this recipient fails to pay. It is applicable for value and tax both together. Do you agree? Say yes or no. Value, taxable value, and tax. Say yes or no. So we have to check taxable value and tax. All right. So the second proviso and third proviso of section 16 subsection 2 is not applicable. Not applicable for Schedule 1 transaction, RCM transaction, where you have made the part payment. Only to the extent of part payment not made, reversal required. And reference of section 15 subsection 2 clause B, valuation, FOC supplies. Supplier is liable but incurred by the recipient. To that extent, reversal will not be there. So this is what the exception all about. So what you need to do now. And recently you have seen there is a change in 3B. And department wanted you to disclose your credit very much in such a way so that they can identify what is happening. So listen very carefully. In table 4A of GSTR 3B, you got credit pertaining to import of goods 1, import of services 2, all other reverse charge 3, ISD 4, and 4A5 all other credit which is auto-populated through GSTR 2B. Say yes or no in a question answers tab. Say yes or no in a question answers tab. Am I right? Then table 4B1. You need to deduct credit which is not available to you, ineligible. That may be on account of Rule 38, pro rata reversal for banking and financial company. Rule 42 and Rule 43, common credit reversal pertaining to exempt supplies. Section 17, subsection 5, barred credit, you need to mention in table 4B1. Then table 4B2 is the reversal, but you will reclaim later. Reversal, but reclaim later. So this second proviso and third proviso, credit, which you are reversing because of non-payment within 180 days, you will show in table 4B2. Another example could be that even though to be showing in the month of September for the goods supplied in September but received in 5th October, to that extent it is reversal and reclaim later. 4B2. Tell me, have you got it? Say yes. At least you say yes. Say yes. Say question answers tab that this part is clear. Please, I want to see yes in a question answers tab. Okay. Clear? All right. All right. All right. Now, so whenever you pay this liability to the supplier, you will reclaim, right? That may happen in subsequent month, 3 months, 4 months after. Then you will avail this credit through 4A5 of 3B and 4D1. Same value you will mention in the GSTR 3B of relevant month. So 4A5 and 4D1. So whatever you have reversed for reclaiming later, that would be shown in subsequent month 4A5 with 4D1. This is what the disclosure all about in GSTR 3B pertaining to these kind of credit reverse, but would be reclaimed later. Hope I'm clear. Can I see yes in a question answers tab? Say at least yes, so that I'm happy that at least you got it. So for me, that would be an important one. Now listen. Somebody has asked me, Krishna Gonda has asked me, sir, any time limit for re-availment of credit? I'm asking to all of you. Do we have any provision in the GST law that for re-availment there is any time limit? Please tell me. And as per me, there is no time limit for re-availment. No time limit. Time limit condition applicable only for initially availing credit. Initially availing credit. Hope I'm clear. Can I see yes once again? Can I see yes once again? Can I see yes once again? All right. Now here I'm giving you one opinion. One more opinion. See, if credit wrongly availed but not utilized, no interest, with retrospective date July 1, 2017. We all know about it. If you don't know, just keep it, note of it. Credit wrongly availed but not utilized. If you're reversing such credit, no interest going to be leviable. No interest. I'm going to advise you one thing here. Sometime you are having some doubt, let's assume, whether this credit is available or not available. My advice to all of you would be, you first avail the credit. Though you are having doubt, but you must avail the credit. At most, it would be alleged as a wrongly availment. But my advice to you would be, after availing, you should reverse this credit. So it may happen in the same month also. You availed on 10th of January and on 30th January, you're reversing the credit in the same month. So ultimate effect is nil. But date of availment 10 January and reversal happening on 30th January. So when you're reversing, and let's say subsequently you want to avail this credit, on the basis some position get clarified. So for re-availment, whether department can go back to check section 16 subsection 4 of CGST Act. In my mind, for re-availment, there's no time limit. And this is very much clear, which we have discussed while discussing section 41 subsection 2 read with rule 37A, second and third provision of section 16 subsection 2. But in general also, I'm telling you, for re-availment, no time limit. So my advice, whenever you want to avail credit and if you're having doubt, must avail and then reverse. For re-availing, there's no time limit. Hope I'm clear. Can I see yes that you got this point? Can I see yes if it is clear to all of you? Am I clear? Even the same section, Mr. Nitin, same section, section 16, subsection 2, second provision, third provision, clear? All right. Now, the last component, then we will take certain question answers. Last component. Rule 42 and Rule 43, last component of the day. We know common credit, common ITC need to be reversed pertaining to exempt supplies. What you should do, you should go back and look at your book credit, and try to understand. This is what I'm giving you, some clarities which you should keep to your mind first. Credit ledger must be divided into three bucket. any credit pertaining to taxable supplies, directly pertaining to taxable supplies, bucket A. Bucket B, credit which is pertaining to and directly with related to exempt supplies, bucket B. Bucket C, the common credit. It may be pertaining to taxable and exempted. I need answer from each one of you. I need answer. Bucket A, ITC pertaining to taxable supplies. I avail 100% credit and no pro rata reversal. Say yes or no in a question answer step. Can I avail 100%? Say yes or no. 100%. No reversal. No reversal. Bucket B, ITC pertaining to directly exempt supplies. Can I avail credit? Say yes or no. Can I avail credit or pro rata? I can't. 100% that credit is not available. So pro rata reversal pertaining to exempt supply is going to happen for bucket C. For reversal of input and input services, rule 42. For reversal on account of capital goods, rule 43. Now here is one question. Let's say you're having taxable supplies and exempt supplies. You are required to reverse credit pertaining to rule 42 and rule 43. Which you are reversing, let's say in financial year 22-23, reversing month-on-month basis. But it was provisional. Your accounts gets finalized on 31st March 23, or it may be finalized in September 23. But for reversal of common ITC pertaining to exempt supplies, what is the last date? Write the answer in question answers tab. Now, no, yes, no. I really want what is the last date? You should reverse this credit for rule 42 and 43. What is the last date? I want to see that answer. One or two guys like Megla has written and Sivarama has written. A lot of you are trying to write. Ramachandra has written. Okay. Every quarter on sale. Okay. Pertaining to 22-23, you must reconcile. And whatever actual reversal is being required, you must do by 1st April 23, which is 31st March effectively. 23. If you don't reverse by that time, then so March 3B 23 is important for reversal. If you don't do, then interest going to be leviable. Hope I'm clear. This is the aspect. Am I clear to all? No. I've said go back to rule 42 and 43 and cross-check the provision. Am I clear to all? Am I clear to all? Say at least yes. You were not knowing, that may be another issue, but at least you got some clarity. Say at least yes, that I got the clarity today. That's all. Thank you very much. So a lot of things is being said for GST input tax credit. So from my side, I'm through with my presentation today on GST input tax credit for the month October 23, relevant for 22-23. Before I hand over to hers for question answer session, I want to ask one or two questions to all of you. I know that all of you are highly occupied. Still, you're taking out time and watching this live webinar. So I must thank each one of you. I must thank each one of you. You're taking out time. Itna time aap nikalte hain to watch me, to listen to me. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you very much. First of all, take my thanks and best wishes. We are just, Navratra has passed by and so many festival season around the corner. We are approaching towards Diwali also. I wish each one of you, believe me, each one of you, from core of my heart, a great success in your career. Lot of health, wealth, and so much you must create, but make sure CSR and PSR, corporate social responsibility. Jitna
Absolutely.
denge, utna badhega. Try to give as much as possible. And second question, which I'm not supposed to ask, but still, everyone looks for the memento, right? This hers never gives me any memento, so I need a memento from each one of you. Maja aaya. Did you like my today's webinar? Did you like that? If you like that, I'm thankful. अगर नहीं अच्छा लगा तो भी बोल सकते हैं कि अच्छा नहीं लगा. I will try to improvise. I will correct myself. I will see that I can do much better next time. So I tried and thanking Zoho Books for this initiative for making GST as a good and simple tax. We all are walking the talk, trying to do our best, and these kind of webinars happening month-on-month basis. So your participation and contribution definitely important. Thanking to Zoho Books and hers as well for taking this initiative forward with Bimal Jain to make GST good and simple tax. Handing over to us.
Thank you so much, sir. और आप comments देखिए, Guruji liked it, sir. Absolutely, sir. This is the best memento we mortals can give you.
Thank
So,
you.
yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, sir, there are a few questions, very good questions rather. From I'll start with Tirtha Rao. So, GST input available on
Okay.
factory.
Hus, can you put it in chat tab so that I can see those questions as well?
Sure, sir, sure. Right away. Yes. So I'll read it out for everyone as well. Sir, GST input available on factory construction ? Civil work. And second question, can we reach out to you for your advice on specific issues? So this you can say.
My answer to your question is, see, for construction of factory, the construction of immovable property, and it is being barred as per section 17, subsection 5, clause C and clause D of the GST Act. Yes, one of the cases sub judice before Honorable Supreme Court, Safari retreats. We all are waiting for the outcome of Honorable Supreme Court, but law provision is barring the credit on construction of immovable property other than plant and machinery. So for me, factory construction credit is not available as per the law provision. And your second question, can we reach out to you for your advice on specific issues? See, you're watching this webinar and posting the query, and I'm responding to you. This is the best way you can reach out to me. Thank you. Next one.
Yeah. By Balakrishnan. Sir, is there any restriction that ITC can avail only if tax invoice is of less than 1 year period? Can a dealer avail ITC of May 22 now in October 23 if those bills reflect in 2B of 22-23?
Yes, possible, Mr. Balakrishnan. It is possible. So as per section 16, subsection 4, pertaining to 22-23 financial year, the last date for availing credit is 30th November 23. So credit is available. So for that only, I refer that October 23 GSTR 3B is very, very important. So you can avail definitely by 30th November.
Right, sir. So by Himanshu Agarwal, I think Himanshu, I've seen him in a lot of our webinars. So thank you, Himanshu, for joining, and I'll be dictating your question. If we haven't paid RCM liability on import of services since April 22, and now we are willing to pay as the same wasn't even reported yet in any GST returns, what would be the last date to pay now, and by when we can take the refund of same?
Himanshu, RCM liability for services, as per time of supply provision, it is the day following the end of 60 days, you are liable from the date of invoice. That is, the POT has already arisen, Himanshu. So if it is not being captured, not reported, does not mean that your liability has not arisen. It is already arisen from the day following the end of 60 days from date of invoice by supplier. So you're liable to pay along with interest, and interest is in cash. Even RCM liability is in cash. You can't use your credit ledger. Credit you can definitely avail. If it is from unregistered supplier, then section 31, subsection 3, clause F, self-invoicing. That is the invoice for eligible credit, but subject to payment made. Once you make the payment, credit is available. If credit is available, then question of refund will come. Refund is available only when you are into zero-rated supply. Export of goods or services or supply to SEZ unit or developer, then only refund is permissible. So maybe this refund question is coming in the context of zero-rated supply, which I'm assuming and answering to you. Yes, please.
Right, sir. So one more question by Balakrishnan. Can the recipient avail ITC of tax invoice of June 22 or July 22 now in October 23? It's in 2B, but missed to avail. Why the doubt?
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
All right. One more question is by Nihal Rahman. ITC when purchased from an unregistered dealer, I can't take credit.
You have to post it in chat box. Pick up from question answers tab and post it.
It's in the top one, sir.
Top point?
Oh,
ITC
yeah.
when purchased.
Yes, sir.
Okay. ITC when purchases from unregistered dealer, I can't take credit. How by Nehal? Oh. See, when you're purchasing from unregistered dealer, you need to keep to your mind that for 1718 unregistered supplier pertaining to taxable supplies exempted from 13th of October 2017. So first of all, there is no RCM liability under section 9 subsection 4 of CGST Act, read by section 5 subsection 4 of IGST Act. No liability except from 1st April 2019 when real estate sector, only for real estate sector. If you're purchasing from unregistered supplier, then the developer, which is promoter, need to pay under RCM. So I do not know, Hers, in which context you're asking it. If you are into real estate sector, then of course, unregistered supplier you're purchasing, RCM liability will fall back on you. Otherwise, there's no RCM liability as stated in section 9 subsection 4 of CGST Act, which is being done away and exempted from 13th October 2017. Hers, hope I'm clear to you.
Absolutely, sir. So if you just scroll down, there are 3 questions I've added. First, we'll go with Sai. Is the ITC blocked for bank charges?
To my mind, Sai, no, unless it is for exempted supply.
Right, sir. By Ramchandra, we are exclusively dealing in exempted service. Do we need to expense out RCM liability or can we claim refund?
If you are into exempted services, you need to expense out your RCM liability. Whatever you pay, that becomes cost to you.
Right. By Nitin, parent company, foreign entity, raises an invoice for recovery of cost incurred on Indian entity. GST is payable under RCM considering as import of services, although it is a pure reimbursement case.
See, this is Nitin, a very factual position. You need to cross-check on what account this invoice is being raised. It is towards services or towards pure reimbursement case. So this need to be justified, and pure reimbursement case, a lot of litigation and dispute is going on. So I can only tell you that in all such cases, dispute and litigation is on.
All right. By Mari Mathu, sir, supplier invoice auto-populated in GSTR 2B. GST value everything matched except invoice number. We intimated to the vendor and amendment done by vendor again with wrong invoice number. Now system is not allowing to send them amount twice, whether ITC become ineligible or any other option.
It will not be ineligible for sure, but you should make sure you should raise a ticket to the GSTN portal and help desk that the second time it is not allowing amendment, so that this ticket will help you to be proved as a bona fide. And to my mind, on this account, credit can't be denied and it can't be ineligible. Yeah.
I guess, sir, I think we are done for the day, I believe. Or are you willing to take few questions?
Maybe 1 or 2 questions we can also take, and so that my all the friends are happy and I'm also happy to respond back to their query.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, we have a question by Saurav Singh. Sir, how to identify the 180 days deadline with respect to availing ITC? How to deal with carry forward balance which have been appearing in the books of account for last 2 to 3 years?
Simple, that identifying 180 days deadline, it is coming from your books of accounts. You have to do aging analysis, that what time payment cycle is happening. If it is crossing beyond 180 days, you need to reverse. And for reversal, you must keep to your mind reversal of credit, no interest. Because interest is alleviable only when such wrongly availed credit are utilized.
So
how to deal with the carry forward balance which have been appearing in the books of accounts for last 2-3 years? I'm not sure pertaining to what you're talking about. If facts are clear, then I can respond back. So not responding to this one.
Okay. Last question probably for the day. We have some by Tirtha Rao, sorry. We have some employees sitting in India and working for one of our related companies outside India. And we backcharge employee cost to foreign entity. Will this attract GST?
This is again a northern operating system. Lot of things are happening. Supply of manpower services. With this simple factual position, things cannot be decided in a question answers mode. We need to look at exactly what kind of terms and condition agreement talks about. Then only we can conclude chargeability of GST. Otherwise, on northern operating system, from Supreme Court judgment, department has raised many so-called notices, and they are demanding GST and a reverse charge method. So this context need to be read properly, but is we have to understand from the factual position only.
I think there's one question by Indrajit. Indrajit, sir, I'll request, can you please type your question? I have lost it in the traces of so many questions. If you can type it, sir will be happy to answer, and then we can conclude today's session.
Indrajit is again good guy, always take out time and attend our webinar. So some of the guys, I know them by name. So
wow.
it's a good and privilege that some of the guys are known to me. So keep in touch. And if you are really watching, joining webinar, I will be, keeping your name in my mind. And definitely, like Indrajit referred, immediately I could guess that he's the same guy. Indrajit, are you there? If not, so Mohan Kumar ji is also there from Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sir. I don't miss your class, Guruji. So Mohan Kumar ji is again a very good friend of mine. He's a retired Tamil Nadu SGST officer. So my all appreciation to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Your memory, that's what is God gifted, sir.
So we can sum up today, and next time we will take the questions. But otherwise, once again, wishing each one of you great festival season. God bless all of us together. Stay blessed, happy, physically, wealth-wise, everything. Keep smiling, happy, and your family should be, enjoying with all of you. And all the best wishes to my all colleagues at Zoho Books as well. Handing over to hers for concluding today.
I will surely spread your happiness and wishes to our Zoho Books colleagues. And thank you everyone to attend this session with Bimal sir. And see, whenever Bimal sir talks, even so from far away, I feel that vibe and energy here. And I'm sure attendees are feeling the same. And he is also feeling the love we shower towards him. And this is not transactional at all. This is the love that the man has garnered throughout his experience with his humility and his love for the subject. So, sir, this is the best gift from us to you. A very happy Diwali to you, sir, and your family and your A to Z colleagues. Have a good one, sir, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Bye, bye, attendees. Bye.